So my story really begins at about 7:30 that Monday night when I was driving home from a friend's house. I was getting on the expressway and I noticed some strange lights that appeared to be UFO-like, but I've also seen airplanes that at a certain angle looked like they might be UFOs until they turned and became airplanes again, so I wasn't going to jump to any conclusions. When I got off the expressway, I only got a few miles, a mile or so up the road before I saw the lights again and wanted to pull over to check them out closer. And as I did that and got out to look, the lights actually came toward me, and a triangle UFO flew over my head close enough that I could see the belly of it, to know that I wasn't imagining an airplane was a UFO. And so I was kind of stunned because I heard from several sources and also in my intuition that those are back engineered black ops UFOs. And so it was a little bit disconcerting. About 10-15 minutes later I get home and there's this bright spot by the moon. And I go in and make sure that it's not Jupiter or some other planet, and indeed Jupiter would have been visible, but it should have been on the other side of the moon. And so as I switch back and forth, you see it goes from a point to a squiggle. And as I move the camera around, you can see the moon kind of follow the squiggle. And that's part of how you differentiate what's a true squiggle from a handheld squiggle. And you'll see in the corner there is a satellite dish mounted onto my roof that I use to as a reference point. And so during this initial period, I'm just kind of playing around and seeing what I can find. And you'll notice that when it is in super night vision, it goes in a ribbon, really. And some of the ribbons are straight lines, and those are more likely hand movements, but others are really interesting squiggles and sometimes infinity type shapes. And I was trying to zoom in and get a good balance of zoom in and zoom out, as well as a good balance of what I call real-time view versus the super night shot infrared view where it's dancing. And if you notice, in the super night shot, it goes from a solid ribbon like that to sometimes something more ghostly and more solid in its own right, as the image goes from just being a streak of light to being clearer and clearly being able to see what's creating that streak of light in the sky. But I'm still trying to be at least somewhat skeptical, even though I've believed in UFOs for a long time and never seen one before. I wanted to make sure I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see. I've been known to do that from time to time. Oh, night shot. Super night shot. It's going all over the place. You just can't see it. It's moving so fast. Why it's here, I'm not sure. Is it the good guys or the bad guys? I think I've got my answer. Try. And you can tell I'm just holding it the most stable at times. Are you watching me watch you? Are you making contact with me? Are you threatening me? connected. But I'm certainly not moving it in some of the ways that the squiggle itself is moving. And that's what I find the most interesting in this imagery. You appear to be coming closer. Some of the most interesting imagery comes when I zoom it in. But as you notice, the rest of the sky doesn't do things like that. Did it move closer, or is that just my imagination? When I zoom in close, I lose track of it at times because it is moving, and so sometimes I'll have to zoom back out to get my bearings and then zoom back in. But I'm really curious because every UFO video I've seen are just bright lights. There's nothing actually focused in on. And so I wanted to try to be able to focus in on exactly what it was. And here you see that's one of the interesting things that is an artifact that appears whether it's on autofocus or manual focus. It shifts from being that disk image to just being a streak or point of light. Where'd you go? And you can see as it bounces around, kind of ghost circles along the line there, like it's hopping points almost. It's clearly a disc shape. With a central point, and you can see the vivid layers. There's another spot there, but I'm convinced that that's a artifact from the moonlight. But you see those close-up streaks with those ghost circles is what's creating those streaks in the sky. Just a little bit closer image. So at this point I start to get really excited. It's maybe about 8:30, and I decide that since my son's and his mom's right around the corner, this is kind of a historic thing if it really is a UFO. So I decide to run and go knock on her door, get him out and looking at the camera. And hi, on the bright side there's a round UFO that's hanging by the moon right above our house, and I am getting some really freaking fantastic video of it from our camera. I'll do, just looking at it naked, it just looks like a spot. And then you do super night shot, and it's just this ribbon that's going in the sky, and it's slowed down long enough to let me get a real good shot of its round body, and it's just ribboning in the sky right now, right above our house. telling us that we're protected from those triangular baddies. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. And that was actually a call to my ex-wife, letting her know of the spot because I had called and told her. And here I am after I'd run over to see him, and I hand him the camera. I try to find it. Base it on the moon and try to find it.
I see it.
Is it riveting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the good guys. Those are the ones telling us we're protected. They slowed down enough for me to get a good video of its roundness.
Cool.
It's just hanging there.
That's awesome.
The two are definitely related, and we're definitely protected.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So, what I thought was interesting. I love you. Was the difference in how it revealed itself to me versus him. And here you see, you know, it's just a streak. This is real time. And that's not night vision. And it's still streaking around. But with him, you know, it was very clear and went very slow. And you could tell a lot of the detail. Here again you see close up, and that color shift is also interesting. But I'm not unconvinced that, again, it's a camera artifact. I had considered the idea that the round corona, what I'm interpreting as a disc shape, was a corona, but it's present even when the moon doesn't have a particular corona, and the way it shifts in and out of it being that image into being a streak or being a point is interesting. On standby, actually.
Who cares? It's on your book log. Call me Jason for crying out loud.
Alright, so yeah, if you can zoom up in on it too. The zoom button's right up top there.
Yeah, I didn't mess with the zoom. I just kept it centered. And that thing's seriously moving though. Call Mario. Mario wanted to see one. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I was over in our neighborhood then.
Is that south of the moon?
It would be, yeah, it'd be southwest.
Okay, well maybe they'll look at it because Susan wanted to see it. You're right. Well, shouldn't the channel news or somebody be looking at that? Or do you think they already are?
Start
Who knows?
launching rounds at it.
Come on, Jess. I'm gonna go tell Bob again.
As far as I care, it's our private party.
You want me to drive?
No. You want to get out of here?
I'm gonna go
Alright.
tell my neighbor.
Have a good night. And at that point it was about 9 o'clock and I was still pretty geeked, and I went next door to the business where the business owner and her son were coming out. Never met him before, said, "Hey, you want to see something cool?" And I handed him my camera, and I wish the camera had been recording so I could have seen what he saw.